Hey everybody, I thought we'd do a quick review on this Eridanus Farmhouse Sink. This is the 30-inch wide by 20-inch depth of cabinet Farmhouse Sink, and it came packed very well. Second styrofoam to protect it here, and it has some installation instructions. It also comes with the drain for the bottom, very nice stainless steel, brushed stainless steel. Comes with a nice rack. This rack is really a nice idea to put in the bottom of this farmhouse sink. It allows you to be able to, after you do your dishes, to put this rack back in here and the dishes can dry on them. Or do the dishes and just put them to one side and then let them dry, rinse them off, and they can all dry in the sink, which is kind of a nice thing. So I put this sink up on top of the counter so you can see actually how nice this sink is. It's beautiful. It came very well protected. There's no scratches, no mars, no problems whatsoever. The sink itself is actually 30 inches by 20 inches. You're going to get about a 9-inch depth at the drain. It's beautifully tapered all directions towards the drain so that when water comes in, it's going to run right to the drain. You need to have your room for your garbage disposal below it, and also plan on having the garbage disposal centered on the sink. That's should you choose to have a garbage disposal. Now, it's very important. I've installed a few of these sinks, and there's a couple of things that are very important. One is to use the sink as a template. So position that sink exactly where you want it on your countertop. Make sure that you leave enough room for your valves, for the flush deck valves, or if you have, maybe you're going to have wall valves, but make sure you leave enough room. Slide it back, get it exactly where you want it, and then lightly trace to cut the countertop if it's not a brand new installation. The other thing that you want to take into consideration when you're doing it as a home improvement and a remodel, if you're going to keep your same cabinets and countertops, you want to check your measurement from the top of the counter to the bottom of this drawer. So we need 9 inches here, and we don't really have 9 inches there. So you will end up having to modify these doors, or just have some new doors made that are the proper size. When you've cut your counter and you're ready to, and you get your measurements for your sink for the level that you want it to sit at your counter, whether it's just under the counter or whether it's flush with the top of the counter, and then seal the edges, you want to make sure that you build support on both sides of the sink and the back, so that when you slide the sink in, it can hold plenty of weight. The sink is about 90 pounds, and so it's heavy, and you want to be able to support the garbage disposal as well if you have one. So it's really not a hard installation. They're fairly easy. If you just follow the steps, there's good instructions with it, and make sure that you use that sink as a template and get your markings exactly square and exactly where you want that sink before you cut. I think this is a very nice sink. It's very sturdy, very put together, solid, and would work well for any kind of a situation where a farm sink is the good option. It's also wonderful to wash them. You have the big Thanksgiving turkey. You can put a big Thanksgiving turkey in here, and you can clean it all up, not have any problems with, one side of the sink or the other side of the sink. That's always seems to be the problem. A big pot, and you take a big pot off the stove and you want to drain some water. Now you're working in one side of the sink or the other side of the sink. This gives you all the space available and ready to go. This sink was gifted to us, and we'd like to thank Eridanus for gifting us this sink for the review. And I think that this is a beautiful, beautiful sink and would work well in anybody's house that wants a farm sink as an option.